generic 7-liter Amazon fireproof and waterproof safe. Hey everyone, Clueless Dad here. I want to do a real quick for me, not even unboxing, just introduction to this product. I actually unboxed this actually 2 weeks ago, and my kids completely ruined the video.
To be much better, but it certainly couldn't be any worse than break.
So I'm just going to shoot a quick intro to this and explain what it is and why I like it. So if you haven't seen it, last week I put out a video where I did a review of a SentrySafe branded, very similar fireproof, waterproof lockbox that was 7.8 liters. And it was a piece of junk. Like literally while I was filming the video, the lock got jammed and I couldn't even take the key out. I was able to send it back to Amazon, although I haven't got my money back yet. So we'll have to see about that. So I decided to risk it all and buy another one from Amazon. This one has literally no branding on it at all. I couldn't even find out the name of the brand. On Amazon, it says that it's the store that sells it, which is in this case Recommend. But I've seen it on other Amazon, like Amazon UK, Amazon whatever other country, Germany, etc. And a lot of stores are selling the exact same one. It's distinctive because it has this round dial on it that you lock and unlock, and it has a tubular lock. So anyway, let me just give a quick introduction to it and explain why I like it. So the reason I got this one is not only is it 7 liters in volume, but it's A4 size in the dimensions here, which means it's not only big enough to put in like passports, but you can also put in documents like marriage certificates or birth certificates, etc.
So I brought a file folder with some A4 paper. Obviously that's what I want this for. And you can see it fits in a little bit tight on the corners. A little bit tight on the corners, but it fits in.
The problem is it's A4 for the paper, or maybe just the plastic sleeve, but not for things like envelopes. Like this is a UPS envelope. So in this case, you've got to kind of lean it in, and I was able to get it to work kind of okay. But you got to be careful of this seal because that'll affect the waterproofness and I guess the fireproofness too. So if you do put in things on an angle like this, you got to make sure that you're not coming between the seal on the two sides. So anyway, it fits that. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this is this one actually came with a desiccant inside, which this is the one it came with. I think it's just, for shipping or whatever. But if you could get one, you should probably put one inside too, because on all of these things, not just this one, but also the Sentry Secure that I've reviewed already, they recommend that especially if you live in a humid environment, you should be opening this thing up like once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that to air it out.
There is a sticker on here which is in English for some reason, and it says, due to airtight seal, when using your fire and waterproof safe, I guess that's technically the name of it, it is recommended that you place important documents and other delicate items in an airtight container. It is also recommended that you occasionally open the safe and air it out for at least 30 minutes to prevent any buildup of moisture inside.
Because just imagine if you put a bunch of stuff in here in the summer when it's like super humid and you don't touch it for 6 months and it gets cold and all that humid air in there condenses, it could basically do water damage on your documents, which is the other reason why I have all this stuff wrapped in like Ziploc bags. They tell you to basically, this thing is supposed to protect you from fire, but you need to protect your documents from it and get moisture developing inside. So either you air it out often, which no one's really going to do, or you have to protect stuff. I think if you were really planning on being in a fire or in a flood, you should do more than just a Ziploc bag. So they have some special like zipper bags, which have kind of like some foil on them that are supposed to be better suited for it. But I mean, that's the whole point of this thing, is to protect your documents. And now you need to protect your documents from this and also still from fire and water. So why don't you just use the envelope? Obviously this is better. I think as far as fire goes, like literally the mass of this thing is what's really protecting you. So it's basically like a concrete box with a plastic coating and a hinge on it. And so the more mass in there, the better as far as fire protection. The lock basically has this kind of dial which latches it, and then there's a tubular lock like a kryptonite bike lock. And in this case, you can either put it in the vertical side or the horizontal side. You have to make sure you do the right one. One position won't turn, the other one will. So I can turn it, and now it should be locked, and I can't unlatch it with that dial. one important thing about the latch itself, this one has like a metal loop that gets hooked on, and the latch that turns when you turn that dial is also metal. So it's metal on metal. So some security. This is not the hardest lock to pick, but it's not that easy. And again, to contrast with that SentrySecure, the one I returned, that thing was plastic on plastic. I couldn't believe it. Like when I looked, I was like, oh my God, this, like I didn't actually care that the lock broke because the lock is useless because it's plastic. So just like a screwdriver or a really strong guy could just rip it open. So anyway, I'm repeating myself. Go watch that video if you want. But the other key thing about this one, not only the size and the volume should be okay, maybe a little bit bigger would have been better, but then that would mean it would be heavier. The other thing I liked about it was obviously the price. So this one was only about not even $45, depends on the exchange rate. So on Amazon Japan from Recommend, including tax, including shipping, 8,000 yen, so not too bad. Whereas the SentrySafe was basically double that. So you're talking like $45 versus $90, something like that. So for half the price, I'm willing to risk it. I'm not planning on getting in a fire or anything, so it probably should be okay. It says it's UL class. I don't know if that means it's actually UL tested. And comparing that to SentrySafe, which is actually owned by Master Lock, especially since it's Master Lock, they should at least put a half decent lock on it, and who knows how good the quality is on the rest of it. Like when I unboxed it, it had like concrete residue on the outside, which actually scratched up the stool. So this one had none of that. So the Chinese are doing a bit better on the QC. That thing was made in China too, so I don't even know what the deal is. You know, for twice the price, they could at least kept it a little bit safer. The other thing is it has these notches on the corners, so be careful or use them, because if you're not, like if you just hold like this, you could smash your fingers. So the key thing with this is get it closed, turn the dial so that it's latched, and then put the key in. In this case, it's horizontal, and turn it to vertical, and then pull the key out. Comes with 2 of these keys. Obviously, don't lose them. It's probably not impossible to pick it anyway if you wanted to. Next thing I wanted to mention is it looks nice and easy to put just in a closet in this vertical configuration, like a briefcase. But you're actually not supposed to do that. Not just this one, but the SentrySafe was the same. They say for like the fire protection rating, it has to be put down flat. It's better if it's face down, or like flat side down. The other thing is there is a handle, which as you can see it looks nice from this side, but from this side it's actually hollow. So it's flimsy plastic, as you can see. So I would be very, very careful about even lifting this thing up from this handle, because it does work, but be very careful, because obviously if this thing breaks while it's hanging above your feet, you could very easily not just break a toe, but you could break one of the bones in your feet. So just be very careful. If you are picking it up by this, quickly switch to holding it on both hands or put it down on something, or just keep your feet away from it, not directly underneath it. And so yeah, just make sure it's latched before you pick it up, and just grab it from this side and lift with your legs, because it is pretty heavy. Okay, so overall, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I like the price. I like the size. Could be a little bit bigger, but it's going to be heavier. I hope I never need to use it. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, see you guys next time. Bye. So now it's unlocked. Now I do that and take the key out. Hold that. Still unlocked. Hypothetically, I could put the key inside now and turn it. So you can lock the keys in by accident if you do it exactly wrong. So don't do that. Keep the keys separate. Don't drop them in there and accidentally close it. Definitely don't do that. So you can lock yourself out. You can lock the key in if you're very foolish. Yes, my
Christmas season time. Christmas.
Okay, you can come and finish. 3, 2, 1. No name Amazon Japan safe unboxing.
What's unboxing? Is the real name no name? It's also. I'll take it.
Okay, ready? Shh. Pizza, don't poke, don't make noise.
I'm
3, 2, 1, go.
pictures.
Camera.
That the thought of just having this photo with me all the time, I'll put the overhead bin, as soon as we get off the plane, pull it out, unfold it, and walk off. And literally, that could save you